If you're a real estate agent and you work in a small town, there's one thing you can do to truly grow your business. It's to position yourself as a visible expert. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, you can know everything about that town. You could have worked there for 30 years, know everybody on a first name basis, know every house, know every neighborhood, know every school district. But if no one sees you on a regular basis, you can only work within your existing sphere and in a referral base. On the flip side, if you're someone who's amazing at Instagram and Facebook and you do cool videos of exploding mountains and dancing and all the things that people are doing to get virality, and they have these videos with tens, 20s, hundreds of thousands of views, but you don't know anything about the real estate in your area, you're not going to get any business from that. So what I found, what made the biggest difference for me in my business is when I figured out how to be a visible expert. Now, to be an expert, do you need 30 years of experience? Nope. Do you need to have sold hundreds of homes? Absolutely not. What you need to do is you need to have a deep understanding of your local market. When I say deep understanding, I don't mean like, well, it takes about 30 days to sell a house and things are going pretty good. No. You need to be able to rattle off specific statistics about your local market. So I'm going to make this up, but for a small town, let's say Lewisburg, Tennessee, I want to know how many homes are in Lewisburg, how many people live there. If someone says like, oh, Lewisburg is a great place, it seems like homes are selling pretty well, we've seen more buyer activity the last few weeks, that doesn't really give an individual the confidence that you as a real estate agent are truly an expert. Hey, listen, one thing about Lewisburg, I'm sure you know there's 2,514 single-family homes in the Lewisburg area. In the last 12 months, we saw 187 of those sell. The average sold price was $147 per square foot. Someone who responds with that when they're asked about the market is instantly given higher status than someone who can't rattle out those statistics. So if you can understand the basics of your market, you're an expert. You need to know how many human beings, how many people live in your market. In Lewisburg, Tennessee, there's around 25,000 people in Marshall County that are in the Lewisburg area. There are 2,417 homes currently existing. We've got a couple new neighborhoods with builders. So that number's actually going up every single day. In the last 12 months, we saw 183 homes sell. The average price was $147 per square foot, and the average home took 63 days of being on the market before it went under contract. If you can rattle off those numbers for your market, you're going to be perceived as an expert. So to know those numbers, to truly dive in, I think anyone can accomplish this. I think if you're an 18-year-old real estate agent that just got their license and you dive in and for 30 minutes a day, for 7 days, you look at everything that's popped up on the market in your town. You look at everything that's sold over the last 12 months. You pull the data so you know that homes on over an acre in Lewisburg typically sell 10 days faster than ones that aren't on an acre. And they typically get a premium of $50,000 to $100,000. You need to get very granular in this. If you focus on one small market, you can learn that thing, and I think you can do it in a week if you spend 30 minutes to an hour every single day truly going deep. I think the big stats that you can rattle off that make a huge difference and get you perceived as the expert: total population, total number of units, units sold the last 12 months, average price per square foot, average days on market. Those are the basics. That's kind of table stakes. And I'll tell you right now, 99% of real estate agents probably can't rattle that off on the top of their head. Now, they can all go look it up, but if you want to truly be perceived as an expert, you need to know that stuff. You need to track it. If I was thinking about selling in Lewisburg, I probably know, if I live in Lewisburg, I probably know a couple real estate agents, but if someone is constantly putting out great data and I've seen them over and over and over again, and then when I talk to them, they're like, oh yeah, you're over on Orange Street, you have a 4-bedroom, yep, the last 3 that sold on Orange Street were A, B, and C, they got this, this, and this, here's why I think your home is probably going to be positioned a little bit differently. That's an expert response. And if you truly know the market data of your small town, that expert response is going to get you business. Now, Again, focus can lead you to becoming an expert in a very, very short period of time. And I promise you, this works for buyers as well. If I'm thinking about moving to Lewisburg and someone can tell me the last 5 homes that sold in the last week and what they went for, how long they were on market, how close to listing price they traded at, that's an expert. That's who I want to work with. Buyers and sellers both want to work with experts. So you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your business to become an expert. And it's not that hard to do. Track the sales data in your small town religiously. You should know everything. You should be able to rattle off those 5 major stats. And really, you should check it every morning to see what sold yesterday and what came on the market so you can be the most informed agent. Now, being an expert is fantastic, but what's even better is being an expert and being visible. The nice thing is, in 2026, it's really easy to be visible. Almost everyone stares at their phone for an hour a day. And they're scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Or they're online where they're constantly served advertisements through the Google Ad Network. If you don't think people are scrolling in their phone, just go to the bank or a restaurant, the grocery store, and just watch. I promise they're looking at your phone. If I need to convince you people are staring at their phones, I don't know what to tell you. Obviously they are. So you as an agent need to show up on their phone. And this is incredibly easy to do if you have a good plan to follow. It's not hard, especially in a small town. It is so cost effective. Small, tiny budgets can make huge impacts in small towns if you have a good blueprint and a good plan to follow. Get those people to raise their hands, ask you for a little bit of information. Then they see you over and over and over again if you have good remarketing in place. And that is what can set you apart as an agent. First, become an expert. You owe it to yourself. If you can't rattle off key market statistics, you're not an expert. You can learn this in a week tops. And number 2, you need to be visible. You need to show up. The best place to show up, the good news is it's also the most cost-effective way to show up. If you're in a town of 25,000 people and there's 10,000 houses, if you wanted to mail them a postcard, it's pretty expensive. Cost you $5,000-$10,000 to send out a postcard depending on what you sent them. But you can reach those same 10,000 people for pennies on the dollar by using digital marketing, mostly on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So I've done this with agents all over the country. I've helped dozens of agents implement this and put a plan together. I also put it all together in one course where you can go through everything. There should be a link right below this video at smalltownlistingagent.com. It's $27 to get started. We actually do your first ad for you, so we make it incredibly easy where you can be getting sellers and buyers reaching out to you today or tomorrow if you implement the plan. So thanks for watching this. I hope this is helpful. I want you to remember 2 things. You need to be an expert and you need to be visible.